like in-home caregiving, like home delivered meals, emergency response buttons, stuff like that. It just pays for like extra things to for people who are nursing facility level of care, so they qualify for a nursing facility, but they want to remain in the home. It provides those services that help people remain in the home. Maximus, they manage who gets on the wait list for that waiver and who becomes eligible and active for that waiver.
Now, who is Maximus through?
Maximus is its own company. It has a contract with FSSA, with the Medicaid department, to manage the HCBS waiver wait list.
And that's all through the state?
Yes, that's all through the state.
Indiana, and Humana, Pathways for Aging?
Yes, so Humana, it's like we are both contracted to do different things for Medicaid. So Humana's contracted to manage base Medicaid and to also manage people once they're on the waiver, but Maximus is the one that actually manages the wait list on behalf of the state.
Okay, because also on Roberto's Medicaid portal online, there is like $31,000 worth of charges through Humana that they only have the amount charged where it says the date and the service and location. It says not available. The date on all of them just says 0101 of year 1000, but he has United Healthcare also, and they cover all of his visits, hospital visits, emergency visits, stuff like that. And when I spoke to Jennifer about it and asked her, what those specific charges were, she said that there was only 2 charges to Humana and or through Humana. And so, like I said, it's been an absolute nightmare of, he received a voicemail on his phone saying that his waiver was active. Then we received a call from a supervisor saying it wasn't active. It's been an absolute nightmare. So,
yeah, I know that, like, historically, what I have experienced most often whenever somebody anywhere says, yes, the waiver is active, they're not specifying that it's the HCBS waiver. They just say, oh, the waiver is active, because they see that he has pathways. And there's 2 things that people get confused. One, they think that there's one waiver that's the end all be all of everything for Medicaid services, and that's it. And so when they see Pathways waiver, they think, yeah, he has the waiver. Or the other thing is that people think that everybody on Pathways has the HCBS waiver, but Pathways is just base Medicaid for people age 60 and over. That's
right.
It. So people are saying confusing things.
Yeah, I completely understand. But we started this process in October of 2023 and started with SECOA. And we went through the assessments. Roberto did the 2-hour-long phone call with Medicaid Medicaid and or Medicare for the waiver. We were on the verge of being approved. We were approved. I was approved, but the home we were living in was under renovation, and it did not meet criteria. Safety reasons. It didn't have proper electrical hooked up. It didn't have a active fire alarm, stuff like that. So we moved since then into an apartment, and I have gone back and forth with this caregiving stuff. And it wasn't until I reached out to a options case manager who I know personally, who was trying to help us get started with the caregiving. And she was going to put him on her caseload through United, but she said that it was denied because they claimed that he already had active services with Humana. So we contacted Humana and found out that he's had active services since January of 2024, and we had no clue about it. So I got in touch with the case manager, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. So,
Yeah, that's so, yeah, that's definitely confusing for sure. Why he would have services or who even started.
right. And
The
they claimed that they attempted to contact him several times but couldn't get through. However, when I called Humana myself and asked to speak to a supervisor to put in a grievance, I got 3 phone calls the very next day. So I just found it odd that, they said that they tried so hard to make contact and couldn't until I called to put in a grievance. Then the next day they were able to make contact. So I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything intentionally wrong, but I do know that it's unacceptable for us to the only way I'm able to get a phone call from his case manager back is to call Humana directly and put in a request for the supervisors. And so
I will say the only phone number that is listed in here, so probably the only phone number that they were ever calling was the 6873 number, but it sounds like the 7381 number is better to get a hold of you, so I can also add your number in.
the 6873 number is Roberto's number, and the 7381 number is my number. When I called just a minute ago, they had Roberto's number listed, and I asked them to add mine also, since I'm the one that deals with these phone calls and stuff. So
yeah, they added it into the note, but I myself can actually add it to the charting system. So I will put that in. So it'll have both of your guys' phone numbers in there. I can't remove his, but
no, yeah, I don't want
definitely
his
add
removed.
yours.
But Jennifer had said that she had added mine in and had put me down as an authorized person on his account.
Yeah, and she did. She put you down as a caregiver in his account. However, that doesn't pull the phone number, your phone
Okay.
number, over to his demographic page, which is the only page that we can go off of when making phone calls. It's like through our system, the way that we make phone calls is like we have to pull it data from there, and that data only pulls from the front page. But I can, instead of just adding you as a caregiver, I can add your number to the front page where his other demographic info is.
Okay.
So, because I assume that's probably what was happening, is that they just kept calling that number.
No, nobody
with
called that number ever.
The 6873 number.
Yeah.
Nobody was calling that.
Anytime that they did call it, he would either answer it and give the phone to me, or we'd get the voicemail and I would call them back. But the phone calls that were received on his phone were only return calls after I would call like a supervisor or something like that. So
Gotcha. Well, either way, I can definitely get your number added to the front. As
Okay.
far as the waiver wait list goes, it looks like your guys' assessment was submitted by Jennifer, and it looks like, let me pull up dates here so I can give you like full information. So it's because I can see certain screens through Maximus's website because we submit the assessments over to them. So it looks like, let me pull this back up.
now, the reason I asked about Maximus was because when Jennifer came here for the assessment, she had asked me if I knew what company I wanted to go through. And
Yeah.
at the time, I didn't. But I had shortly after been referred to a woman by the name of Kiana Rowe, and her company is called B&B Maximus Home Caregiving.
Oh, that's a coincidence then. So you guys know Sokoa, right? So Sokoa used to do all of the case management for everybody on Medicaid 60 and over before we took over on July 1st, 2024.
Right.
And Sokoa used to have that contract with FSSA to manage the waiver wait list. Their
Okay.
contract expired, and FSSA chose not to renew with them. So FSSA gave the contract over to Maximus instead. Maximus is it's like a healthcare company. They do like healthcare,
Right.
like contracts with the state and like consultation and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm not sure if that is the same company.
They'll definitely be different because Maximus doesn't do like home health care. They like do contracts with like big companies and with like the state and stuff through like for other healthcare purposes, like doing these determinations on if people are eligible for the waiver and stuff like that. So it looks like Jennifer did send over that assessment on, it looks like it was finalized on the 24th of last month, and then by the 30th, it looks like it got approved. So they determined, that he is eligible for the waiver. But to follow up on like where that process goes after that, because our ball leaves our court once we send over the assessment. After that, the ball is completely in Maximus's court with like the wait list and like becoming active and stuff like that.
Okay.
So,
do you have a phone number for Maximus?
I do. Let me give that to you. So this will be for their LCAR department. LCAR is their determination basically for eligibility for the waiver. So this will be their direct department for the waiver wait list.
Okay.
So are you ready for that number?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 833 597 2777.
Okay.
And they do like intake counseling too, so they can like provide more information like from the assessors who are also nurses like us who review these assessments.
Right. So what you're saying is the assessment was submitted, and since it's been submitted, it has also been approved. So
Yes.
He is approved for the services. So what are we waiting for now?
So if you guys, if this is the start of the process for you guys, like if you guys were not already on the wait list, this would be an approval to get on the wait list.
Well, see, I know that we were on the wait list before, and that was with Sokoa. I don't know what like I said, this I have had such a difficult time getting the answers that I need. And, it's just like the game telephone where one person gives you some information, the next person gives you more. So all I know is he was approved once before and was on the waiting list once before. I don't know what that means or if it has any relevancy to the wait list now, but
so there's two things that may have happened after that. Either he was just put back on the wait list, and you guys then would have to be invited off of the wait list to have a final assessment and become active on the waiver. Or, and I don't know what Sokoa did, or they took him off of the wait list because of that stuff that was going on with your guys' home environment stuff, and like put you guys in a situation where you have to start over.
Okay.
So in that case, this assessment would be telling Maximus to put you guys on the wait list. I would still recommend calling them to follow up and make sure that that is where you guys are at in the process. But they'll be able, either way, like direction that went, they'll be able to tell you that because they're the ones that manage that wait list.
Okay, and how long does it typically take on the wait list?
From wait list to the time that you get invited off, it's usually about a year, depending on how many people are on the wait list, how like backed up it is, and depending on how quickly people are coming out of the waiver, like how quickly spots are being made available. And spots are made available by like a bunch of different reasons, by people not qualifying for the waiver anymore because of a passing, stuff like that.
It could potentially take up to a year to get the, okay, so what if I said I wasn't going to be his caregiver anymore, or what if I died, or, what if something happened to me and he needs caregiving? What then?
So we have a lot of members that don't have any family member or friends or any supports in their lives. And what we do is we provide them with services where like they would have an agency employee for that caregiving agency. If those hours don't meet their needs, then we would go through like home health care hours, which are more certified hours that the doctor orders. If those hours in combination don't meet their needs, then we'll start to have a discussion of, are we at the point where we need to consider assisted living or nursing facility?
So this is another one of those situations where I'm getting complete different information. So Jennifer had told us that after the assessment, and if we were approved for the services, that it would just take at the longest a couple of months, but usually within a week or two after approval. So that is, like I said, we've been going through this since 2023. We moved in this apartment in 2024 and have been going through all of this ever since. And Humana had started services with him in 2024, but we were unaware of that. So technically, it's been over a year that we have been waiting for.
I am seeing where he had services before. I can say though, and I don't mean to like be like moving the blame or anything else. Humana in before like July 2024, and without the waiver, Humana, it's looking to me from the dates here that Humana did not start these services. He came over to us with these services, and the services actually have a stamp on it of who did initiate these services, and it was Secoa.
Right, because we were approved for the waiver, we were approved for hours, all of that. I contacted Secoa. They had told me that they were going to be transferring it. I contacted Humana and went through this all before. And so I feel like I'm in the twilight zone because now it's repeating itself again to where I'm being told the exact same thing. So who can I speak to about the waiver and the wait time?
So for the waiver and the wait times, you would want to talk to Maximus about that.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and contact them real quick. And who approved Roberto's case and waiver and all that?
The person that approved his assessment that we sent in, saying that he does meet eligibility for the waiver or the waiver wait list, that person's name is Tasha Newman.
Tasha, and who does she work with?
She works with Maximus.
And that's through the state?
Maximus is it's a third party that's contracted with the state.
Okay. Do you have a phone number on Tasha Newman?
No, I don't, because all I can see is that she's the one that reviewed our assessment.
Yeah,
but that's
because
all it gives me.
ironically enough, the person who approved the last waiver, their name was Ravina Newman. So, like, I'm not sure what's going on or what. All right. Well, thank you for calling me. Let me get in touch with Maximus. If anything, I'm just going to go to the FSSA office tomorrow and see what they recommend. See what direction they can point us in with this, because this has been almost 3 years that we've been going through this and still are getting absolutely nowhere, just restarting the cycle over. And it's extremely unfair, and it's just, it's a burden, and I'm not understanding why there is no form of order and a mutual understanding amongst all parties involved between, Humana and Maximus and Sequoia and the state and FSSA and case managers. And it's very frustrating. So I appreciate your call back.
I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. I will say, though, because those problems were so prevalent, like everything that you just named were so prevalent with Sequoia, that is why the state decided to move over to Maximus, and we've had a lot better streamlining and communication and everything with Maximus. So,
Okay.
like Maximus and us, whatever they end up telling us to do, like we are on the same page.
Right.
It's just that, I don't work for Maximus, so I don't see the wait list. You know what I mean?
Right. I understand. Well, I'm going to call them real quick. Hopefully I can get them before they close at 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you for calling, and I will give you a call back tomorrow if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be perfect.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.